by Maurice Sendak.
Now, we love this book. We used to read it to our 3 children all the time.
All
and
the
then
time. In fact, this is so worn out.
it was exciting when then they could read it to us and read it with us. And then as an acting teacher working with young people, I used to use this book a lot in my workshops and classes. And there were 2 ways that we used to do it. One way was that we would all make puppets. So here's my Max puppet. Obviously, it's reversed here. And here is one of my Wild Things. And these pieces here, the horns and the tails, they would be in an envelope that each child would get. But how they actually drew the face and the body and all of that was totally up to them. And it was fun to see what kind of wild things that they came up with. So without any further ado, I'm sure everybody's got a lot to do on this Saturday. Let us tell the story.
Let us begin.
And I should tell you that I've chosen to make Max from New York.
Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. His mother called him
Wild Thing!
And Max said,
I'll eat you up!
So he was sent to bed without eating anything.
Aww.
That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year until he came to the place where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes
Roll.
and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said,
Be still!
And tamed them with a magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all the wild things.
And now,
Cried Max.
let the wild rumpus start! Rumpus, rumpus, rumpus. We are having a rumpus. Rumpus, rumpus, rumpus. Everybody do the rumpus. Rumpus, rumpus, rumpus. I'm tired of this rumpus.
Well, there's a little more rumpusing, so.
Rumpus.
How much rumpusing?
Now stop.
Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried,
Oh no, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so.
and Max said,
No.
the wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their
Roll, 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 roll.
and showed their terrible claws.
Claws.
But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye
Bye-bye.
and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him, and it was still hot. The
Well,
end.
Thank you all for joining us for our first story time. We have some great books, favorites of ours, coming up, and we will announce them on each Wednesday, I believe, in some kind of creative way that's apropos, meaning that matches up pretty good with the subject of the story, the place and the subjects and all for all of our young friends. And next week is going to be a cowboy story with lots of real good Southern expressions like I'll snatch you bald. So it should be a romping good time, a different kind of rumpus. So everybody have a good day.
Have a great
Thank you for
Saturday.
joining us, and we'll see you soon.